Okay, this is the video solution to homework number 10, and you're expected to create an assembly like that where the mannequin is able to push this yellow cylindrical piece through that hole within the counter. Okay, uh, you can use your own dimensions. So let me go ahead here and immediately save this thing, file, save management, save as. Okay. I make a on my desktop, I'll make a folder and I will call this thing homework 10. I'll say that the product is going to be called man pushing the cylinder. Pushing cylinder. Okay, let's go ahead. All right, let me insert the mannequin first because it's easier to make my part once I see the mannequin. So I go to mechanical, I go to the ergonomics design and analysis, human builder. You're familiar with this interface. So there is where you insert a mannequin, insert a new mannequin. We're gonna for the father product, it's going to be, there's only one product here, that's what we pick. And it's going to be a man 50 percentile, and this is fine. I'm going to make that thing to be uh, you can choose any of these, and what that thing means is that the global assembly origin is placed at that location. For example, if I say left foot, the global origin 000 is at the left foot of that mannequin. That's fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and insert our, now that we see the size here, and by the way, if you want, you can change the leg arrangement if you're interested, but I'll leave it like this. So then I'm going to insert a first part, a new part in there, and that's going to be the counter. So let me call this thing right-click properties. Call the counter or the table in front of the guy. And we're going to make it. So double click on that. We're going to go into part design. There we are. And for example, on the let me see now. For example, on that vertical plane, I will sketch. Okay, a rectangle, maybe something like this. And I'll put a circle here because we want to make a hole in there. Exit. And let's pad this thing. Let me see. Sure. Mirror extent. Let me make it fatter. Okay, good. And if you want to put some legs here, so legs on this counters. So for example, there are different ways of doing it. What's the well, let me do it so. All right, on that plane, I will sketch. On that plane, I will sketch. There we are. Okay, so why don't I make it make something like this? We can clear it up. So this point control that point, we make it coincident. Okay. And then, for example, what we can do, exit this. Okay. And I'm going to draw a circle here and just extrude it or pad it. So create a plane. These are things that you have done throughout the semester. Normal to a curve. That's curve, but the origin I want. Well, actually, that's fine. You put it right at the center of that. No problem. So let me on that plane. I'll sketch in a circle. I think it's probably where are we here? Yeah. Exit. Okay. And then why don't I rip this thing? I want this thing to be at the center of that. So actually, let me do the following. Let me go back here. So remove this thing a little bit. Why don't I do the following? So dimension between this point and that line, make it 0. How about that? Okay, good. Excellent. Exit and pad it. In both directions. So until we're happy. Okay, good. So the question is, what's the best way of doing 3 more of these? It's entirely up to you. But one thing I can do is I can mirror these things. But in order to mirror, obviously, I need some planes. Well, let's see now. Let me remind you how we make planes. Let's do that. So another plane, again, normal to a curve. This curve, it puts it right at the middle. You can see that. And now I can say mirror this piece with respect to that. Good. Okay, let's do exactly the same thing on this side. So another plane right there in the middle is going to be. And one more time, mirror this part with respect to that. And same thing of the other one. I mean, obviously that doesn't quite look like this. I understand that. But that's really not the point of this exercise. These are basic elementary things that you know how to do by, so we're going to say mirror this, and that's okay, say fine. With respect to that, there we are. We get a warning message, but that really doesn't matter. Okay, good. So basically we have a box like that with a hole through it with 4 legs. Doesn't quite look like this, but that's okay. Now we're going to insert our next part, insert our next part, new part. Fine, say no, and I'm going to call it cylinder. Right click properties, cylinder. Cylinder and cylinder. Make it. Here's the way I'm going to do that. On that face, oops, not there. On that face, I will sketch. Okay. Why don't I project, where did that go? Why don't I project that circle? Okay, exit. And we pad it. Maybe mirror extent. A bit longer. Well, I'm going to change the color of that also. Right click properties, I'll make that thing yellow so that it looks like the figure. Good. Now we're going to create our assembly constraint. Double click here to go to assembly design. This is not assembly design yet, so let me go ahead to this is human builder. You can see that assembly design. Okay, good. So anchor the table, the counter. Okay. Now let me move this thing a little bit to the right. So move and manipulate. Translate that fellow in the Y direction. Good. All right. Okay. Now, all right. So what I want to do is take this hand and put it at the end of the cylinder. Okay. And this hand, the palm of that hand at the end of that cylinder. Now, of course, in order to do things like this, you have to go to a human builder. So we go there, ergonomic design and analysis, human builder. Okay. Now there is touch here, as you know. There are different ways of doing this thing, but here's what I'm going to do. This is a touch with position and orientation. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as I select this, the compass is going to be placed there. Okay. As soon as I select this face, see the compass? It's going to be placed there. Now I select the palm of this hand. And what it's going to do is going to place it at that location. And I repeat the same thing with the other one. Up there. I'm going to bring this thing, put it at that end. Oh, Control Z. Okay, try it again. Place it there. Good. And then I have to let this thing go. And I guess I have to do it again. The palm of that hand. Good. Okay, now, if I do not make a fixity between the palm of the hand and the cylinder, basically there's no way that the cylinder and the hand, the palm of the hand, are going to see each other. So here's the clip right there. Fix on constraint. So what you do is you select that face, see now? Let me select the, let me hide that. Cancel that. Okay, yeah, it did actually. I wanted to select that hand, that's okay. But same thing here, this side. I'm not sure if this one actually worked, we'll find out. Let me bring this thing in the front. We can check that. So for example, I can select the, let's do a move and manipulate. We go to the assembly design, use the move, manipulate, and try to raise this thing. So in the Y direction, tries to raise this thing in the Y direction. Yeah, the other one did not work. You can see that. Cancel that. Because I didn't actually select, when I did that, I didn't actually select the cylinder. So let's go ahead and fix this thing. You go to the, here, let me go ahead to Human Builder. Okay, right. Here's the mannequin. Look at the constraints on the mannequin. Must be some constraints somewhere here. Constraints right there. That first one, you see that? Right hand cylinder, but this is left hand the mannequin. No. Let me delete that and do it properly. Okay, so what do I want here? Fixity between this hand and the cylinder. Okay, see that? Right hand and the cylinder, left hand and cylinder. Very good. So we can check it now. You can also check it right here, but I rather go to assembly design and try to do it there. So let's go to mechanical design, assembly design. Here is the move, and I'm going to take this cylinder and see whether I can lift it. And you can, because there's nothing that restrains it there. You see this? That's not what I want. I want this thing to be sitting inside of that. So cancel that. So basically I need a cylindrical joint or a cylindrical joint here, okay? So let's try it. So coincidence between this axis, and let me hide that axis, okay? Let me bring this thing in the front, okay? Now, this is going to have 2 degrees of freedom. Later on, when I make a mechanism, I want this thing to have a single degree of freedom. So what I'm going to do, instead of a cylindrical joint, I'm going to make this thing what is it called? A prismatic joint. And how do I do that? Axis to axis, plane to plane. So let me make a coincidence, or let me make an angle constraint between this, which must be from the, what is the vertical plane of the cylinder? Let's check it out. Where are the coordinate system? Where are the planes of the cylinder? Right, oh, down here, they're down here, okay. So I want the angle between this plane of the cylinder and, for example, this plane, oh, no, YZ plane of the, yeah, YZ plane of the counter to be kept as it is, 0 degree. That makes this thing a prismatic joint later on. Okay, so let's go ahead to save everything first of all. Yeah, save everything. Now we're going to go to digital markup, DMU kinematics, get the magic wand out, a new mechanism, auto create, and that's going to be a prismatic joint. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to make this thing length driven. If I double click on this, I'm going to make this thing length driven. And the range of motion is going to be right now it's minus 100 inch, 100 inch, minus 100 inches to plus 100 inches. Now there's no way this can go 100 inches. Let's start with something that makes sense. For example, minus I don't know, maybe 20 inches to 20 inches. We'll see how it goes. Good. Mechanism can be simulated. Let's get rid of all these planes. So Control F means find. Control F means find different things. So here I'm going to say plane, find all the planes and select them. And once it's selected, you can right click hide it, or you can just click on, let me just wait for a second. I'm still thinking. Did it do it? What's the, it's so, didn't actually do it. Let's see if there is a plane. Is plane spelled with big P or little p? I'm not sure. Check it out. Must be big P. Yeah, big P. Okay, so let's do it again. Okay, so type here plane, big P L A N E, find and select right here. There. And then either you click on that or right click hide. It's up to you. If you click on that, they're all going to go away. And there's this constraint, all the constraints we can hide if you don't want to see them. Right click properties. Sorry, hide. Right click hide. They're gone. And there's some sketches here I'm going to hide too. Good. Now, let's check it out. Put this thing in the front. This is simulation with commands. Minus 20 inches to 20 inches. You see this? That's too much probably. The range of motion is too much. Okay. So let me reset. And I make this thing minus, I don't know, minus 2 to minus 5 to 5. Let's see if it makes sense. Let's try it now. Let me zoom in. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so basically we have solved the problem. This is what you're supposed to do. As long as you can go here and then you can move this thing around so that the guy actually seems to be pushing this thing in and out, that's fine for this homework.